It's an amazing day, and welcome to About the Facts podcast. We're so excited to be here. I'm your host, Mike Shelton.
And I am Brittany Gray, and we're at the state capitol, Oklahoma State Capitol, for the Black History Day at the Capitol.
Absolutely. We happen to be standing in Senator Nikki Nice's office. We're about to have the great opportunity to interview one of Oklahoma's royalty, Miss Black Oklahoma USA 2025. We're so glad that you're here with us, Miss Kayla Robinson.
Hello, hi. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So tell us, we're here today for Black History. Tell us what Black History means to you.
Oh man, Black history means so much in so many ways. They said it downstairs, but I'd like to take it a step further. Not only is Black history American history, but Black history is world history. So when I hear the two words Black history, I think of royalty, and not just in the crown and sash sense, but we ruled nations, we ruled continents, things of that nature. Black history is necessary in a time where Black history is trying to be erased, where it's trying to be stopped, where the education is trying to be stopped. It is necessary in this day and age. A lot of the inventions that we use now were created by Black men and women. Our everyday tools were created by Black men and women, and it's very necessary in this day and age.
Let me just say this. I knew you were special when I first saw you. For a multitude of reasons. Not because you got this amazing crown on, but when I saw her, I said, that woman right there went to Langston University. I saw it from coming down the hallway. But you're a recent graduate, 2024 graduate. I'm going to just ask you, tell us about your graduate. You graduated from Langston University. Where are you working now?
Yes, so I actually work at OU Medical Center right around the corner from us as a registered nurse on the ortho trauma floor. It is a very, very busy floor. I see so many different cases, but I love it. I love all the gore and everything.
Dr. Teresa Hunt?
Yes, she was our dean. I did come through Dr. Teresa Hunter.
How about Dr. Teresa Hunter, Portia Richardson?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love Miss Portia.
Yeah. They are some awesome people. They are pioneers and helped, I'm sure, mold you into who you are as a registered nurse and getting you through that program. Who are some other people that might have helped in molding you into who you are, not only to be Miss Black Oklahoma USA, but to encourage you to go into the field of nursing?
So there's actually two people that come to mind. One on the campus of Langston University. His name is Des Lewis. You may know him. He was pivotal in my journey through pageantry, but he was also a sound voice for me. He was amazing. When he introduced me to pageantry, it allowed me to safely walk into my womanhood. You know, college is a crazy time. You're learning so much about yourself. And he was very pivotal. He was a monumental voice for me. And then on the nursing side, actually, my great aunt, she passed as I was starting nursing school. I'm going into my first semester. And she was a tech at a prominent hospital back in Fort Worth, Texas, Hughley Hospital.
Where you grew up in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm. And she served there. She worked there for over 40 years. And she was amazing. She was a laboratory tech in phlebotomy. She could stick someone, you couldn't feel it. She was requested all over the state.
I've never met that person. I'm just going to tell you. Go ahead.
She was amazing. You wouldn't feel a thing. It didn't matter what she was sticking you with, a blood draw, an IV, a shot. It didn't matter. And she was very pivotal for me. She was the sweetest person, but she encouraged everything that I did. And when I told her that I was going into nursing school, she was so supportive, and she wanted me to go as far as I could. And the last time I saw her, I told her, this was right before she passed. I told her in that hospital bed, I said, I'm starting nursing school. And even in her sickness, she had the biggest smile on her face. And I knew that it was all said and done for me.
So describe to us, or tell us how it feels in pageantry to be a Black woman and representing, the communities. You said the north side of Oklahoma City. Tell us about walking in that. You talked about womanhood, but tell us about walking that path as a queen.
It is a very interesting path. You have the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of it all. But I'm grateful for it all. It is amazing to be able to represent Black women, Black girls, young girls, teenagers, everybody, to be representative of everybody, to be able to encourage everyone. My biggest mission with this is to help young women know that you can do it all, that one big achievement and one goal that you have does not outweigh the other, that you can wear many hats and be successful in every way possible. Does it feel overwhelming sometimes? It may. Does it feel like you may question, am I giving enough of myself here and there? I just had a week like that. But there are people that will come around and reaffirm everything that you've been striving for and that will pour back into you. And I just hope that by the end of my reign that I've been that kind of encouragement to young women.
Well, let me just ask you, tell me about your platform as Miss Black Oklahoma USA.
Yes. So my platform is entitled The Journey to Chain Breaking. It's actually a platform that I've been operating in since my very first title as Miss Black and All Gold for the Beta Kappa chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And
the greatest chapter of all Alpha Phi Alpha. Go ahead.
I actually judged some of those pageants.
Really?
So, yeah, I've judged 3.
I knew you looked familiar. I may have seen you somewhere in the mix.
Come back to me. Alpha Alpha, greatest chapter. Go ahead.
So my platform, The Journey to Chain Breaking, it focuses on bridging the gap between mental and emotional wealth and advocating for the use of counseling services within the African American community. And for me, I went through a very pivotal moment and family transition in my life at the age of 15, and I truly believe that counseling saved my life. And I knew that going into college that I wanted to share that story all the more, and I wanted to make counseling services accessible to those around me and to my peers. And so one of my greatest accomplishments to this date, when I served as the 77th Miss Langston University, was I was actually able...
Now, I didn't know that. But
Yes.
You even got even greater. I'm going to make sure that I throw rose petals as you go down there.
Is crashing out.
I love Langston University. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're fine. One of my greatest accomplishments to this date is under that title, I was actually able to help restore our counseling department from being virtual to now in person now. It had been virtual since COVID, and it just needed to be revived again. And so I was crowned as the 7th in April, and by July I was introducing our new counselor, who is still on the campus to this day, to the freshman class and then eventually to the rest of the student body. And it has been affirming, even going back to Langston University and seeing the line of people that wait from her office to book appointments to get in. The fact that she's booked day in and day out, virtual and in-person appointments. It is just amazing to see. And even now, my work is to help mobilize those counseling services, to help with the representation, because we do have Black licensed counselors and therapists out here, and it's necessary. And just because you go to counseling, that doesn't make you crazy. That doesn't mean you need to go to a psychiatrist. It doesn't mean you need to get put on medicine, but you just need someone to talk to. Some people don't have those resources, and it's necessary for our community.
And this is going to be my last question, but I appreciate you bringing out just how important mental health is. How would you share with people, specifically African Americans, because they don't do a good job of taking those steps to get themselves the help they need sometimes? What would you tell them to get them to make it okay to go seek mental health counseling?
I would say that the reward and what you will receive while in counseling and on the outside of finishing your counseling sessions is much greater than the risk of having someone talk about you being in counseling or things of that nature. Like I said, counseling saved my life. It taught me how to express my emotions. It taught me how to put my emotions into words. It taught me how to have the confidence in my voice. It restored the confidence that I once had in my voice. I felt like I was silenced at a point in time. To be necessary for you, but you've got to take that step. Taking the step is the hardest part, and it's hard to admit, hey, I just need somebody to talk to. I don't have anybody. It's hard to come to reality with that truth. But once you do, that reward is so much greater than risking somebody talk about you, because there's things that people don't know about. Sometimes you just can't talk to anybody, and the silent mental battle that you go through behind closed doors, it's not worth going through that forever. Take the step.
Yes, well, thank you for taking out time today. I know you've got to get to work, so we're going to let you do that. But again, you guys follow, share About the Facts podcast with Mike and Brittany.
Thank you so much.